Hello, everybody. You mean we're supposed to let you in on our conversation tonight? We were just backstage, just talking away. Thank you all for being here. The Dude's Kitchen. Hello. Let's see. We have Tom, RDP Nation, which she said you're her favorite person. Red said you're her favorite person, Mike.
Oh, really?
That's what she said.
My favorite. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That's quite a compliment.
RDP is Red is saying hello to everybody. The Dude's Kitchen says, Tom, I need to fill you in later. Oh, on the drama going on. Well, listen, we all want to know about the drama. Just put it all in there. We all want to be it. Happy Vlogmas Day. What day is it today? The 12th?
13th.
13th. Oh, you got married on the lucky 13th.
I did.
Wow. Is that a lucky number for you, in fact?
No, I
Besides
just
your
have
wife?
never been bothered by the number 13.
Oh, my husband likes to go do things that could land him some money on the 13th because he says he feels lucky. So a lot of the times we were shooting pool somewhere on the 13th, so he can feel like he's doing something.
You gamble? Does he gamble with you?
A little gamble. A little gamble.
Yeah.
A little gamble.
I in my misspent youth, I was known to place a bet or two. But
on pool or just a bet in general?
Pool.
Whatever.
I was good. My brother was better, but I was good.
Well, back in our youth, I didn't drink when we went out to play this pool. And so we would be oftentimes at the end of the night being called pool sharks because they didn't think I could play. I could only play better than you because I didn't drink. That's the skill there.
Oh, yes. Effectiveness on the pool table is directly related to how well you can hold your alcohol.
Oh, not only that. I mean, back in the day when you were in the pool hall as well, see a chick up shooting pool and you're next and she's got the table and the guy will be like, who's next? And they look at me and go, oh. It's my table. If you want to play, you got to play me.
Yeah, and
Tom says 13 is a lucky number.
Yeah, and I may have hustled a couple of folks in my.
I don't think you could shoot pool and not hustle a couple of folks. They're not.
And it was usually because they were cocky and needed to be brought down a notch.
Oh, they need to be brought down a level. Oh, yeah. I've had, like I said, a chick and a guy playing pool. The guy didn't realize he was playing against me. I've had them walk around the whole table and X all the holes and pick up the cue ball and rub it on the stick and then hand it to you to use. I mean, it's hilarious.
See, I was known. I had a theory on things. I don't play people I don't know I can beat. If I don't know I can beat you,
I'm not
playing you. Not for money.
Well, and then I'm the other way. Don't be, just because I'm a chick, don't give me no graces. Don't play me to let me win. I hate that. Like, and you can tell, like, listen, if I can't beat you, I'm a big girl. You don't have to soften the blow by letting me win. I hate that.
Yeah, I played some really good pool players that were female. They got my butt kicked by one of them. Because I did underestimate her. That's a lesson learned. I learned that. Don't underestimate.
Don't underestimate a female.
Yep. I was 16 years old at the time.
My husband used to play with a purple, I can't even think of the name of the stick now, but a really expensive stick. Mm-hmm. You see people walk in with their own sticks. I mean, you got to, if they're investing in their own wares to bring, but he would pull that purple stick out and everybody would start gravitating towards that pool table because they didn't know him per se, but they knew the purple pool stick. So they would be like, there's the guy with the purple pool stick. Let's go watch this.
I never played with a custom pool stick. I always played off the rack.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I never wanted one. I was a cheapskate. I was not buying one. And that's.
Well, my husband's an over OCD person, and he wanted his pool stick to be prepared at all times. And he even, I mean, he got the lay and the whole nine to keep it up to date, and
Oh wow.
shaved down the tip and bought that really expensive stuff to put on it and stuff. So me, I didn't care, but that's the way he rolls. So that's the way we're. Okay, so we have Nana Grace. Do you know Miss Nana Grace? Hello, Nana Grace.
Hey, Miss
Loving
Donna.
keto Ron's weight loss journey. Matter of fact, I think my last live, I mistake your daughter's name is Michelle, right? You have a. Is your daughter's name Michelle, Mike?
No,
No.
no, it's my daughter's name is Heather.
Whose daughter is Michelle? Keto Mama Michelle.
That's Alan.
Alan. Okay. Well, I was
Yeah,
like, I was acting like Ron was Michelle's dad, and then I thought, well, maybe it's Mike. It's not you. Okay, it's Alan.
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, Alan. They revealed it on a live where he was doing his live with her, interviewing her, and I'll be honest with you, I knew both of them were from the Northeast, and I knew that they knew each other.
So you didn't
Never
put it
mind,
together either.
I never put it together that they might be related.
Well, I only remember him saying it way back. Somebody way back when. Evidently, I didn't remember I didn't remember the right person, but
Yeah.
either here or there. Ron has lost a lot of weight as well. Well, you guys, if you have any questions, please put them in the comment section there.
Hi, everybody.
RDP RDP Nation says purple fire pool stick. It was a bright. I mean, you could not miss it. But we're talking Barney purple, real bright. You could see it from across the pool hall, darkness and all.
Oh yeah,
Huh.
that'll show up.
It,
So a lot of people got married on the 13th. It was Saturday the 13th for us, and of December in 1986. It was a very cold day in Atlanta, and then we went to Pigeon Forge after that, and it was an even colder day there.
well, Tom was married on Friday the 13th. He says, and then
There you go.
Wellness. He changes his name a lot. What is he? Cake upside down with cherry on top and more is what he is tonight. But it's something Wellness is his original name.
Cake upside down. I like that name.
Hey,
Crafty and
Holla.
funny.
There's Holla.
Hey, Holla.
Are you getting your steps in today, Holla? We're working on a collab for Steps and Water. She's trying to help me get my water in. How much water do you drink a day, Mike? Do you have
Oh, I
a
probably
specific
drink.
amount?
I'm somewhere around a gallon ish.
I'm nowhere near that. I really need to up my game.
And when I go to the bathroom, they issue flash flood warnings.
Well, at some point your body gets used to it, I'm told, but
Yeah, but see, when I first started keto, I I did not prepare properly for the keto flu,
no. I don't think anyone.
and whoo, the cramps was rough. And I felt bad too.
I think it was 2 weeks ago. The reason I reached out to Hilo was because 2 weeks ago today I was on a customer's kitchen floor. Like my toes, my ankles, my calf muscles, they said there's nothing else happening until we
Like
get enough
that.
water in your system. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my phone was attached to the wall on her counter, and I was like, nobody knows where I am. I'm going to die here on the floor. Nobody's going
You
to know.
you inspired me to do a video. I've got to do it. I'm gonna probably do it this weekend,
Which
and
one?
it's about that. I did a video where I did an electrolyte drink that I drink, and I did it because there were a couple of folks that I knew that were having keto flu problems, and so I put that out. But this is one that when the cramps hit you, what you can do for it,
Ooh.
and
And
I'm
this
here
is
to tell
something
you, it works, and it's a spray. Yeah.
electronic spray.
No, it's not electrolytes. This is not electrolytes. This just
Oh,
takes care of the cramps right then.
ooh. I definitely
So
need to know about that. So, yes, we will be watching for that
yeah,
for sure. I could
yeah.
definitely use some.
I'll tease it with that. And I'm gonna try and do a little acting in it. Oh,
Attempt some acting, huh?
I'm gonna attempt some acting. We'll see how well I do. I don't know if I did my first acting attempt. It got rave reviews, so uh, everybody said that was good. I pretended like I was watching the football game,
Hmm.
and I hollered out, "Oh, ref, come on!" And I picked up a brick and I threw it. And I threw it at the TV. But the brick is made out of foam rubber, and it's called the bad call brick. So
Aha! My
yeah,
dad has one of those.
yeah. So I was 8K in steps so far for Hyla. Wow,
Just what
that's
she
good.
said. I'm at 10,000 so far. 10,246.
Are y'all gonna do the thing with Derek this next month?
I am, in fact. I think I've just decided that I'm going to do that with Derek. It's been a couple of times since I've done the steps challenge with him, but I think I might. I really need to start being better at that kind of stuff, Mike. I mean, I really do. I need. I mean,
Yeah, I don't get near the steps I should because there's just so much that I've got to do in this house that it's not even funny. If folks don't know it, my wife has Alzheimer's, um, and she's also got a pacemaker now, and she's type 1 diabetic. And there's some days she just doesn't feel like getting out of the bed hardly. So,
right,
um, she's got back problems, neck problems, and I do virtually everything here in the house. There's some things she does, but not a lot because it causes her pain in her back and neck. If she does like vacuuming, that'll hurt, you know.
right.
So yeah, it's but it is what it is, and I do what I got to do.
Well, my husband and I say it takes both of us to make a whole person. It takes
Yeah,
us both on every day, depending on the day, really.
yeah,
Well, I
yeah.
knew she had heart issues because of that. Y'all talked about that on you and Tom's live, and I didn't realize
Yeah.
she had dementia or Alzheimer's. I didn't realize she had Alzheimer's.
Dude says he needs to get one of those bricks for our show, for Tom and Mine show.
Uh-oh.
There you go. Get it.
I need to get me one of those bricks for the Tom and Mike show.
Ron's doing Derek's challenge, and yeah.
Okay, so the cutoff to let him know is the end of this month. So I haven't
Yeah.
officially signed up, but I think I'm going to. Um, I just need to do better. That I mean, I can do it. I just quit doing it, and then I feel bad, and then I think I should do this again. Here we are, this
Yeah.
stupid
Um,
cycle.
I still get probably between 5 and 7K steps every day on average, but
Well,
it's
I mean, that's not a bad step average if you're just in the house. I mean,
well,
that's
I've got those come mainly from walking the dogs,
right.
and so, but that's it's now she's when her Alzheimer's, she's not she still knows people and things and all. She's in the early stages of it, but she has trouble with um, short-term memory.
Right.
I mean, she you can tell her something now. She'll ask you a question or something, or you can tell her something now, and then she'll forget, and she'll ask you the same thing maybe 4 or 5 more times after that. So, and then like she gets frustrated following a recipe, trying to cook, or she'll try to cook a dish that she's cooked 100 times and can't remember she'll say, "Oh, did I put that in? Did I put this in already? I don't know if I put this in." And so it gets frustrating. So I do the cooking because she's afraid she'll mess something up.
Right.
She's a real good cook, though. She's a real good cook. She doesn't think so, but I do.
Right. Even if she's not, you would tell her that anyway.
I would. I
I tell
would.
you the first time I cooked venison for my husband, he said, "Oh, that stuff was horrible. You don't know how much stuff I ate, made myself
Mhm.
eat that you first started cooking when you would cook."
Ah,
I've learned better now, but he was like,
hey,
"I was scared to tell you to do it another way."
we learn if get in the kitchen, you're gonna make mistakes.
Yeah, yeah,
Just learn from them and get better. Nobody starts out knowing everything to do in the kitchen.
I think you just have to do it. Yeah, like you said, you just have to do it. You just have to. Uh, Tom says he's going to start river dancing for his step. Well, make sure you hit record when you do that because
Yes,
I want to see you river
Marie,
dancing, Tom.
Marie, I hope if you are in the sound of my voice, video.
Video. There's Lori. Hi, Lori.
Hey, Lori.
There's Woman Outdoors. Hello. I forget your first name. I'm sorry.
Hey there. Yeah, I forget her first name too, but she had on some boots the other day in a video. Lord, I love those boots
Uh-oh.
that she had on. They were nice. I wish I was thinking, man, I'd like to get my wife some of those.
Uh-oh. She doing a product review or just that's what she
LB.
had on?
Now
LB.
she was pitching a tent and doing that and talking about the tent and then just outdoors in general. And she put that tent up real quick and by herself.
Oh, she goes to some really cool looking places. Um,
Yeah.
just off the beaten path kind of places. Oh, she got them at Tractor Supply, Mike.
Oh, all right.
There you go.
There you go. I'm gonna go
Supply.
look. I'm gonna go look. Oh, only problem with me going to Tractor Supply, I buy stuff I do not need.
Yes. No, I don't. I can't go in there without spending a lot of money myself. And
The kind,
we just had a Harbor Freight open up in our little town too, and I can't stand going in there because I come out with a whole bunch of stuff I don't need.
see, we
Well, I
just had
will
one
need.
open up. We just had one open up. I've never been in Harbor Freight.
Oh, it's cool. I mean, make sure you get your free flashlight.
All right, I
Go in
will.
there
I
for the
will.
first time. Say, I want my flashlight. Uh,
I, I got it. You know, I grew up in the country, and I go into Tractor Supply, and it's like stepping back in time for me. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in Aiken's Feed and Seed again.
right.
So I'm happy because you could buy about anything in there.
Well, Mike, when did you start ketogenic? When did you start your journey? Of course, I've been following you for a while now, so I
May
know some of the answers, but we want
May
everything.
6th. It was May 6th of 2018.
May 6th of 2018.
Yep.
And how much
Uh,
total have you lost?
just under 110 pounds now because of the holidays. I fluctuated up just a little bit,
Yeah,
and
110 pounds. You've lost an
yeah,
entire person.
my one of my granddaughters weighs about that amount, and I've lost her and basically in weight. But Paige is also on it, and she's if you saw from the picture,
Hmm.
she has lost about around 70 pounds herself. So
There you go.
so we did it together. What we did was our daughter had tried it and had had great success with it. The only trouble was she was the only one in the house doing it, and so there were a whole lot of temptations there.
Hmm.
And it got to be more than she could do because she was trying to cook separate meals just for her. And so it got rough, and so she put the weight back on and then some. But she lost like 75 pounds doing it, and I got to back then. I said, that can't be healthy. That can't be. No, I don't, that doesn't sound right.
It
So
goes against everything we've been taught.
exactly, and so I started. I said, but she had all that success, and I'm like, well, dang, maybe there's something to this. But when we decided we were going to do something about it, I said, well, let me research this. And I went into keto for the wrong reasons. And I went into it to lose weight. That's not the right reasons to go into it. Weight should be a byproduct of what you went into it for.
Right.
And because you should go into it to feel better
To be healthy.
and get healthy. And if you need to lose weight, you will. And your body will respond accordingly. So I I did so much research on it before we started, and I told my wife, I said, I think we can do this, and she said, all right, let's do it. So we took everything starchy, and I'm not meaning most of it. I'm talking everything starchy, and gave it to our daughter. Said, here, take it, it's yours, and started. with it from scratch. And people, they do desserts and things like that. Want keto desserts for the first 4 or 5 months. We didn't vary off of it for not one iota. It was We were hardcore keto with everything. The only variance was with her type 1 diabetes. When she'd have a low blood sugar, she would drink orange juice. So that would be the only variance. But we we hit we did it, and that first week I thought I was going to die because I did not prepare for the keto flu, because I thought, keto flu, that can't be real. That's just somebody saying, that just wasn't doing it right or something. I was wrong, big time wrong, and
Right.
I'll fully admit it. The keto flu is a real thing.
That's
It
the
is
first thing I tell somebody who asks me about it. Mind your electrolytes.
exactly,
Period.
exactly,
If
and
you do that, everything else is going to be so simple and easy. But you
and
have
if
to mind your electrolytes.
yep, and if you've got to use the store bought electrolytes to do it, go
Hmm.
for it. But you
Yeah.
can do it without it.
Right. Yes.
It's a little more work, but if you want the store bought, hey, go for it.
Hmm.
And there's some really good ones out there.
There are.
Element is one of them. Kiss My Keto's got a really good one. I like it, and it's a reasonably priced one. Uh, my wife likes it, and she doesn't like drinking the uh, pink salt and apple cider vinegar drink and all that I make, and so I mix her. I've got some Kiss My Keto stuff for her, that the electrolytes that she drinks.
Is the Kiss My Keto a little cheaper than the Element, or have you
Oh,
ever bought
way
the Element?
way cheaper, way
Okay, good.
cheaper.
I like the Element, but I'm a cheapskate, and I can't. I
Yeah,
know electrolytes are important, but I just can't. That's too much.
yeah, and she drinks it most days.
Hmm.
Um, I don't think she's had any of them this week, but she doesn't have the leg cramps like I do when I don't drink it. I get them for some reason. I'm real prone to them. She'll get them sometimes, but not a lot. I'm really way more prone to it than she is.
If I
And
get them now, like I did a couple of weeks ago, when I get them, I'm in severe dehydration mode. It was my fault that I got there. I mean, just for real, my fault. I don't get them a lot, but I don't think I'll ever get down like that again though after this
oh,
little episode,
mm,
because you have the headache. I don't know about you, but if I'm bad
mhm.
dehydrated like that and not enough electrolytes, my head is just killing me, and I can do a lot of things, but I can't do a whole lot with a headache. I just can't
I
do it.
I hear you on that. I understand that, and I when I headaches I usually get are sinus related, but when I've had and I can tell the difference when I get one of those headaches. It is a different kind of headache,
Right.
and I'm not, and it's because so my wife said, "Is it a sinus headache?" I was like, "Nope, I know what it is. I need to drink some water. I hadn't had enough."
Right. Exactly. See,
Ron
Ron
had
said
it.
Ron
Yeah,
says he had it bad when he did that. Have you done the beef butter but fast yet? I've not really done that per se.
I did do beef and butter. I did the egg fast. I've not done BBBE. I would
Right. I
love to
think
try that.
that's what Ron is talking about. I want to try it too, but I'm not there. I'm not quite there yet, but I really
Mhm.
want to try it because I've seen a lot of people find some food sensitivity things that they weren't aware of on their regular keto after going B and E.
Yes, and I
Magnesium.
magnesium glutamate. Yep, that's how those do. I take a supplement for that. I do take that, but even that sometimes, if I hadn't had enough water and all, it gets me.
Where do you get your Kiss My Keto electrolytes LB from? Woman Outdoors wants to know.
I get them on Amazon.
Amazon.
They have the best price on them, and they're
Now I'm seeing in my Walmart, and I'm in a really small town. I've seen a lot more Kiss My Keto products on the shelf. So
hmm
I haven't looked. They may have the electrolytes on the shelf there,
they
but I know
might.
They've got those little gummy bears and other stuff
Hmm.
that I haven't seen before on the shelf this last time. So
Yeah, I can't do those gummy bear things. I can't. I that's like eating bass worms.
and
I
they're not
feel
any
like I
good.
no. I feel like I'm eating like I'm eating my bait for the bass.
One of them garlic bass worms.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Hyla said she only lasted a week on the BBB&E, and she's carnivore-ish, so it must be something tough to
I've
do.
heard that, but Hope over at Mission Keto, her husband Andy, Coach Andy,
Hmm.
he did it. She tried it. She didn't last on it, but he has stuck it out and has had tremendous results.
He has. He very
Yeah,
much has.
and I mean, wow, he's got. I think he's like 50 pounds or more lost or something, way more than that or something. But he's like within. He's so close to 300 now that he says his goal is 300 by the end of the year, and he's like 12 or 13 pounds from it at the last weigh-in.
That's what I told him. I'm 12. I mean, the numbers you're pulling, that 12 pounds will go by so
Ex-
quick. Just
Right. I mean, yeah, it's falling off of him like water off a duck's back.
right. Hyla, Andy does now, but I think when he started, he didn't. He didn't. He was doing the BBB&E, wasn't he? But I think he does. He's carnivore now, so
Right.
he
He may have added in chicken. He may have added in chicken now, but he was strict BBB when he first started, and I know like the first month, I want to say he lost 30 pounds.
like that, like quick.
But yeah, and I'm like, wow, that's just amazing to me. He, I, I when I first started keto, I didn't lose for the first week and a half. I didn't lose a single pound.
Welcome into
And
us, Jason.
hey, Jason, I didn't lose a single pound in the first week and a half. But I know why. It was because uh, changing over, I got a little bit bound up, so to speak.
Mm, right,
But once I got that right, it was like, wow, it started coming off.
right.
And it kills me now when I hear people say, oh, well, I'm in a stall. And I said, you are? How long have you gone without losing weight? And they'll say, oh, it's
Two,
been
3 days.
2 or 3 days, 2 or 3 weeks, or something like that. I
Right.
said, no, 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 no. Until you've gone 2 or 3 months, you are not in a stall.
Mm-hmm.
You are in a plateau. There is a big difference.
There's a big. And if you go back, I mean, I'm sure everybody here can go back and look at what they thought their problems were and find it in the diet, or what you ate too much of this on one day, you ate too much of that on another day, and kind of tweak it to where it works. But what I find fascinating about ketogenic is that everybody can find something that works for them. Everybody.
Right.
I haven't
Oh, yeah.
I haven't picked one person who has tried
Mm.
keto that can't do it on the variety that you can, look up and do it for yourself and all that.
Yeah. And everybody think that I talk to, they think, oh, well, you're just eating bacon all the time.
Yeah.
No, I, I may go 2 weeks and not eat any bacon.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I can't go 2 weeks, Mike, without eating bacon.
But
Well,
then again, I might eat bacon 3 or 4 days in a row. It's just
that's true. Well, you were talking about coming to keto for weight loss. I was weeks away from being disabled, and I thought, something has got to change. But I couldn't give up bacon, and I couldn't give up coffee. I couldn't. If I had to give up those two, I wouldn't even trying it. So when I found it that this one said that it was so easy and anti-inflammatory, and that I could have my coffee and my bacon, I was like, oh, I can do this.
and that's yeah, because coffee's great on keto. Keto and coffee go together like peas and carrots, which you can't
Right,
have on keto.
right, right, right. RD,
Well, you can have them. Just do it in moderation. You know what your carbs are from them, and
right.
make sure you don't overdo it on other stuff.
LB from Woman Outdoors wants to. She said that sorbitol was hard on her stomach. Do you know what the Kiss My Keto electrolyte sweetener is? You have any idea just right off your head? I mean, it'll say if you look it up, Woman Outdoors. But I'm thinking
Yeah,
it's.
I don't remember right offhand. I got it right in here. You want me to go get it?
Well, I mean, you, we'll let her tell us if she
Okay.
would like to know. But RDP Nation wants to know, what is your typical breakfast?
My typical breakfast is I don't have one.
You fast on purpose, or just you eat
Yes.
when you get hungry?
No, I
You
fast on
fast.
purpose.
Okay.
But my wife does eat breakfast in most days, and I will do I will make her breakfast. It, she likes to have a sandwich, and she likes the keto bread. Even though, and no, if you're doing total carbs, and there's we can get into total and net carbs. There's a difference. The
Mm-hmm.
bread is probably not going to work for you, but the Aldi bread or whatever bread that we get and we judge which ones we get for her based on how it affects her blood sugar
Right.
because she she wears a constant glucose monitor, so she knows immediately what kind of an effect it has on it. But it'll be I make her breakfast, and like a video I just put out, I made a Hamlet for her, where I did it's a basically an inside out omelet with ham as the outside and the egg is the inside. And then there's I try to be inventive. I have done French toast. Uh, Rarely does she have the same thing twice in a week. I'll do scrambled eggs. I'll do fried egg and bacon. I'll do it on one of the low carb wraps, or I'll do it in an egg life wrap. I'll grill up the egg life wrap and I'll do it in it. Or she'll just have a bowl of scrambled eggs that I've done things to, or I might do a grilled pimento cheese sandwich. Now
Sounds good.
the grilled pimento cheese, when I do a grilled sandwich, it's
Mm-hmm.
just not put it on the stove and grill it and hand it over to them. No, I can't do that. It's I I I put some people do it in butter, but I give it more flavor by putting mayo on it.
Mm-hmm. Do you
And
fry it in mayo, or do you put mayo on the inside?
I put mayo on the outside of the bread
Mm-hmm.
and
So
cook
you fry
and
it
grill
in
it
mayo,
in the mayo.
butter and mayo.
And then I put the pimento cheese on and all, and it's in the pan, and I will season the bread with salt, pepper, garlic powder, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit, just a little. I don't want it to overwhelm the sandwich. I just want it to have the little distinctive flavor in there to give so when you bite into it, you're like, oh my God, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'll serve her that. And uh, there was something else that I did recently that she really liked, and that was I took a cheese stick, uh, mozzarella cheese stick. You could do the same thing with shredded mozzarella. Uh, and I wrapped it in a piece of turkey. You could do it in ham. You could do it in roast beef. And I put it in the oven and I cooked it until the cheese had melted and gotten hot. And I think I did it at like 350, if I remember right. But the meat won't burn. It just gets a little bit toasted and crispy, a little bit crispy, and it's really quite good. She loved it. She's over here shaking her head. Yes,
She's just
come
like, yeah, I want another
over
one of
here, Paige.
those.
Over here, Paige. You in this journey with me. We do that. This is a team effort. We do it together.
And I commend
I make.
her, both of you, for that. I haven't talked Mike into it yet, but I'm working on him.
Do you buy the groceries?
I do buy the groceries. But if I don't buy him his stuff, Mike, he's spending more of our money at the convenience store.
Oh well.
So
Well.
I have tried that before. Just force him into it.
Well, this for everybody. This is my wife. This is Paige.
Hi, everybody.
This is the better half of me. We she's I've definitely outkicked my coverage, if y'all know what that means, if you're football fans.
Hmm.
I don't know what that means.
It means you're better than me.
Oh.
I've married up.
Oh, yeah. I think I have.
Oh, I got it up and running. I just been too lazy to get out there and grill on it. My
Uh-oh.
dude says, "When am I gonna get the grill up and running?" I've got it up and running, dude. I do intermittent fasting. She does not usually, but I do. Uh, some days I only eat one meal a day, but uh, it's you'll generally eat two, sometimes three meals a day.
I did that for a while, the
That
one
you
a
did.
day, but then I kind of got into some medical issues, not necessarily because of that and what I was eating, but they wanted me to eat a little more.
So
Right.
you're fixing to drink my drink, aren't you?
Oh,
Yes.
yes, I am.
Yes. There's the rest of your bang, Mike. What flavor are you drinking?
Peach mango.
Oh, I haven't tried that one yet.
Delicious.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Radical Skedaddle's my favorite.
I like it. There's only been a couple of them. Now those they made that they're supposed to be tea.
No, the coffees are horrible too. I'm
Yeah.
a coffee snob though, so maybe it's just me. But all the coffee ones taste.
I agree.
My daughter tried. Our daughter tried one. The chocolata, whatever she said. Chocolata took a dumper.
Yeah, it did. Mm.
She said,
Carbonated chocolate. I mean, it just wasn't any good.
yeah,
No.
yeah. But we've got the Voos also. We use them, but they're not energy drinks. They're just flavored water.
Waters. I haven't tried those either. Are they just as flavorful, the waters, as the
They really are.
bang pops themselves?
Yeah, they really are.
I love them.
I'm gonna have to try those. And that you don't show a big spike in your glucose when you drink bang energy drinks.
No,
Okay.
I
I
don't.
haven't tried mine, but sometimes I can't tell if it's the sugar alcohol's in it or if it's just the level of caffeine is in it. Sometimes I feel snacky or like it's spiking my sugar for some reason. So, but I've never tested it, so I don't know if that's real or that's just me.
No, I had trouble with those or these or the regular.
Well, good. That's good to know.
Yeah, the typical breakfast question.
Mm-hmm.
Generally, when I fix her typical breakfast, it'll be a breakfast just like anybody else would eat, except that it's just a keto version of it.
Correct. Hi, Teresa.
I make grits out of cauliflower rice, or excuse me, Tom, riced cauliflower. It's not rice. But he gets me on that all the time. But I can make grits out of that. I have made oatmeal out of it. It was pretty decent.
Have you tried the oatmeal recipe that's going around or was going around a couple of years ago with the seeds and stuff?
I have not. Where I was working, I was getting drug tested, and I was afraid to do the hemp seeds.
Yeah, more the it's got.
It won't affect you, but I wasn't going to.
Got poppies too. Yeah, I work for myself. I'm not worried about that part, but
you don't drug test yourself?
No, I'm not. I'm cleaning toilets. They don't probably care either, but
You're not walking around with a cut. Here.
Well, I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one.
Okay.
I'm gonna get my drink so I don't drink yours.
Okay.
Women Outdoor says Jimmy Dean's has a frittata breakfast sandwich that is keto friendly when you're in a pinch. I have actually seen those cups too. Have you tried the Jimmy Dean's?
Paige loves those cups. She's had those.
Yeah,
Paige has had those. She loved them when she was working. Back when she was working.
Well, I didn't buy them for a while because it tells you what's in there, but someone told me it's all in little individual wrappers, so you don't have to use whatever it was in there that you didn't. Yeah, you didn't want. So I thought maybe it was all mingled in there, but she said it's an individual little bag.
It's like in a the cup the eggs are in looks like one of the Keurig cups.
Oh.
with the top on it like that and all, and you shake it up and you pour it in. It's a little bit. It's bigger than a Keurig cup, but it's
Right.
like that. And you pour the egg in and then you cook it, and then you add the other stuff in and cook it some more.
I think it's good. It's really easy to make, of course, quick.
Right.
Good is the real, if you did cooked your own eggs and all that, but it's still very good.
Right. Right.
Yeah, and we don't do those anymore.
I know. Well, I guess
because
because
I'm
I don't
cooking.
because you're
You know, I'm
cooking.
working. Yeah.
I don't go to work, so.
And before I retired, when she was not working, she had already left work, and before I retired for a few months, and we were waiting on disability to kick in for her, so I could retire. I would make stuff and leave it here for her to have, like egg bites and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's another thing. If y'all, I got the video out there. I've done a lot of egg videos showing you. Those are some things that I make for her, and they're out there. They're all out there, and they're all keto friendly. And if you like, I use the egg beaters. If you prefer them, I use the egg beaters. It was a Walmart brand version of it, but I put that and cheese together and used one of those silicone donut molds, pans, whatever you want to call them, where it's round with a little piece in the middle where the donut, where you can make donuts with it. Put it in there and made an egg bite with it using it, and that was really good. You could do it with regular eggs too, though. But I decided to try the egg bites or the egg beater, the Walmart version of the egg beaters for it. So look, you mention somebody's name and they show up.
Uh-oh, who showed up? I want to say hi to Sherry. Hope is here. Hello, yeah. Hope. I'm a little behind on comments. RDP said that she's already out if it requires eggs. Red, you don't have to use eggs. It's just more, you don't have to use eggs, but I don't know what a replacement for the egg would be. But you can do it without using eggs, I'm sure. There's a way.
Woman outdoors said she thought the little containers had potatoes in them. Some of them do. But yeah,
they're in their individual. They're in a little baggie, I'm told, Woman Outdoors, so you don't have to put the potatoes in there, so you'll know what's what. Lori from FNM says the Kiss My Keto electrolyte powder is sweetened with stevia. So there you go.
Okay.
Then
Hope, well, we mentioned we were talking about how good Andy's doing, and how he worked together on it. Y'all are doing this together, trying to do it. That's what we were talking about. So we no sooner got it mentioned that you were in here on us.
I'm way behind. Let's see. Just Jason Keto says energy drinks are his weakness. I kind of swapped back to my coffee, but both of them are my weaknesses.
Me too.
Yeah.
There she is. She says, you mentioned me. I feel honored. Hello, Hope. How are you tonight?
Love you too, Hope. When you're going to do keto, I recommend getting rid of all the temptations if you can. If you've got somebody doing it in the house with you, you're much better off. Yeah. And and don't go in trying to think of how you can have a cheat day. Oh, I'm gonna do this. Just kind of let it happen when it happens, and then when it does happen, don't dwell on it and don't say, "Oh my God, I blew it. I just did all this." There's no way to get it, undo it. Just get back on the horse and start riding.
Yeah, don't let a cheat meal turn into a cheat week.
Exactly.
That's where I am. I'm like, well, I've already blew it today. I might as well eat crappy the rest of the day and start again tomorrow.
Right. And but they look at, I need to find ways of having these treats that are keto and all. The first couple of months that you do keto, don't even think about trying to do that. Just get your body in tune with it. And then if you want to add some in occasionally, that's fine, but do it within moderation and figure it into what you're doing. Now,
plan it out. Plan it out. If that's
right,
what you're going to do, plan it out.
plan it out. Right. And it's, it's at Thanksgiving. I wasn't planning on uh, eating non-keto, but it ended up being that I did.
Right.
It just kind of happened. And so it was like, okay, it happened. Now let's get back to doing what we're supposed to do. And we'll be fine. Especially the reason why is you want your body to get into ketosis. You want it to get it working for you in the right direction. That way, when you do have a little bit of an off time like that, it won't hit you as hard, and you can bounce back from it a whole lot faster. It won't. It's not like if you start on it today and then this weekend you have carbs, you're going to be pretty much undoing it what you did. So leave them alone.
Tom says, kill the cravings, and you don't need a cheat day. Every
right.
time you have a cheat day, you stab that monster right in the heart, and he comes after you after that.
Yeah.
Until you get it out of your system. And depending on the cheat you had, could be 1 day, could be 7 days. So you've just ruined yourself from either 1 day or 7 days worth of more binging.
Right.
How are you?
I prefer not to call them cheat days. I prefer to call them reward days.
Reward days.
Where I like it like
a refeed.
Right. Like today, if we'd have wanted to, with our anniversary, we were at a restaurant. If we'd have wanted to, we didn't. And so we didn't. But if we'd have wanted to, we would have had a dessert there and split it. That would have been a reward, for us. So, but we didn't care to have it, so we didn't. And but that let it be special occasions. Don't try to put it in there every week.
I think some people first starting out too make the mistake of ketofying everything that you used to have prior to keto. Your next meal is not going to be a salad, a fake breaded steak, a fake dessert, fake bread. I mean, you can just go overboard with the ketofying all the things.
Hey, look, Paige. Hope over at Mission Keto says your taste tests are the best.
Oh, good.
This woman is brutally honest. Brutally honest.
Well, you want me to be, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I have you do it, because I know you're going to tell me. You'll look at me. If it's bad, you'll say, this is crap.
Hadn't been much. I don't think I've ever said anything was crap, but
no.
But hadn't been much that I didn't really like.
No, you've told me in the videos that you might have. It's a little bit this or it's a little bit that, or I need more salt, or things like that. So
Lori says, I don't care what anyone says. Cauliflower still just tastes like cauliflower.
No, not if you fix it up.
Zhuzh it, Lori. You gotta zhuzh it up.
I made cauliflower mash for Thanksgiving, and I did it loaded. My grandkids won't eat cauliflower, but they ate this.
They ate that cauliflower, the mash loaded.
They ate that. They said they did it. They said, "Papa, this is so good. What did you do?" I said, "Well, first off, it's cauliflower."
I was going to say, did
what?
they know?
What?
Cauliflower. And they said, "What?" And I said, "Yeah." And they said, "It's so good," and it was loaded cauliflower, and it was great. Everybody here ate it. It was almost entirely gone, and we had 17 people here, I think it was.
Mm-hmm. And they ate all your keto stuff and left the traditional stuff sitting there.
No, they ate the traditional too. They ate the traditional too.
Yeah.
But, the only thing really that wasn't keto was the rolls, and which I had some other rolls for us, and we ate those. But that and the dressing, I guess it was. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh no, there was some potato salad that we had taken down to my folks' place because that's what they wanted us to bring. They asked the folks on keto to bring potato salad.
Potato salad. I still get asked to bring my mashed potatoes everywhere, even though I don't eat them either. So I hear you. Some things they think you do better than they do, and
Yeah.
so they want you to keep continuing bringing it. The Grind with Will says some things don't convert well. I found it's best to find a good variety of keto specific things if that's what I'm looking for. And
Yeah.
Tasharia's here. Hello, Tasharia. Unhealthy food is no longer a treat for me, she said.
Good.
There you
Got
go.
Hope says you got to over season it. Exactly. You got to zhuzh it up.
Zhuzh it. Yeah, zhuzh.
Zhuzh it. There's one of them Southernisms for you. Wellness with Frugal Mama says roast or barbecue the cauliflower. I love to put dill weed on mine with olive oil and roast the whole head in the oven. It's so good.
That sounds good.
See, I haven't tried the dill weed with it. I need to try that. But I buy frozen vegetables more times than not because
Right.
I don't worry about the fresh ones going bad.
Right.
Because usually if you buy all this fresh stuff, which it doesn't work with all the vegetables, but if you buy this fresh stuff and you're trying to cook it and all that, before you can get it all cooked, some of it's gone bad. And I hate wasting food.
No, I can't stand it. My husband woke up this morning and was not happy with me because I made egg roll in a bowl first thing this morning, like 5 o'clock this morning. I was in there making egg roll in the bowl, and he got it at me and said, "Do you have to cook cabbage first thing in the morning? Do you have to? Is that a must?" Yes. It was fixing to go bad. I had to cook it today and eat it. I cannot stand it to go to waste. I mean, I'm so bad is that I have a list on the refrigerator. And so if you wasted what you asked me to get, you have a shame note on the front of the refrigerator. I threw out your bag of said item. Whatever you asked me, $4.79 that you did not use. That makes me so mad.
Yeah. Now I do buy fresh. There's certain like Brussels sprouts, asparagus, those fresh, you can't beat it. It's the frozen. They have not figured that part of frozen out, but cauliflower, green beans, broccoli, those translate well into frozen. And I do something different in that I will take the vegetables and I'll thaw them out completely before I cook them. And they come out way less soggy and mushy and that kind of stuff. It's like cooking it fresh then. It's the same. It works out to be about like you're cooking it fresh.
So you let the frozen bag of whatever you're cooking thaw first before you cook it.
Right. And then you'll get the same effect as it would be if it was fresh.
And then it won't be as watery either because you've already let some of that drain off after you.
Exactly. Yes, I let it thaw. I'll thaw it out and then I'll put it and drain it into a colander. And I have been known to put a paper towel over it and kind of mush some of the excess water out of it, and it's even more like fresh then. And it's great, because like I got a video coming up that I'm gonna put up. That's I did use fresh broccoli for this because it was a great sale. It was at the sell by date, and so they had marked it down to less than half price at Walmart. Well, Mike jumped all over that. It was broccoli.
And if people who are watching do not know, if you ask whichever store you go to buy your groceries what day their markdown day is, they will tell you. They'll tell you what day they did. Both of my Kroger and my Walmart are on Wednesday, and I go and I'm walking right behind the guy at Kroger. He's like, I just walk right behind him. I'll just wait on him. I'm just here waiting on you. Just do your thing.
I love that.
Stalking the yellow sticker guy.
Yeah.
You're busy, Mama.
I'm not sure. I hadn't figured out the days that I need to ask a guy, but it's hard to get somebody at Walmart that knows at the ones we're at here. And Kroger,
You got to take Paige with you, and she's got to talk to the people. See, Mike, you don't talk enough to the people. My produce guy at Walmart knows me. He can hear me down the aisle, and he's like, "Oh my God, there comes the crazy lady." I mean, he'll say that out loud. He's like, "Oh my God, here comes the crazy lady." Of course, a lot of times too, I have my whole setup, so they're all like, "Are we on YouTube?" You are. If you just looked into the camera, you are. So,
yeah, so give me everything I want.
that's right.
So you get a good way of being looked at on YouTube.
There you go. If you don't do me good today, I will shout you out at what store and what badge number you are, and so everybody can hate you today.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But
Busy Mama says, "Yep, the yellow stickers. That's the Kroger thing."
Yes, indeed. I love them yellow stickers. And
Heck
Kroger, I'll get their meats that they've got marked down.
Oh yeah.
They'll be marked down to less than half price a lot of times.
And yeah, and if it's close enough, if they've already marked it down and it's really close to even that day, they'll mark it down for you some more. Don't be afraid to ask, because I'll walk up to the meat guy and go, this is going in the trash in about 6 hours. You gonna sell it or you gonna trash it? So
yeah, because I've got several things here of meat that I bought or that I've saved, hundreds of dollars and paid, pennies on the dollar, practically 50 cents on the dollar on a lot of them or less.
Oh yeah. See, we would get along in the grocery store. We would get along.
See, I hate shopping. I hate shopping with a passion, but I love grocery shopping.
I love saving money.
Yeah, me too.
I'm a cheapskate from way back. Like it's terrible. I mean, like I want that, but I don't need that because it's $7, and I could live with this one because it's $4.
See, I call myself frugal and thrifty.
Oh,
they call me cheap.
So I'm thrifty then. I'm not a cheapskate. I'm frugal. There you go. I'm frugal.
Yeah, frugal. Means that you're going to look for the best buy and you're not going to waste anything.
No, I hate wasting anything. I mean, we'll eat once a week. You're going to have clean out the fridge stew at my house. I don't care who you are or this is clean out the fridge stew. What's in it? Whatever was in the fridge.
Yeah, I feel less bad about wasting food when it came from Costco. Because it's still money, but I know that I'm not losing near as much as if I had bought it at the regular store.
Right.
Okay, I got to throw this out, but at least I didn't lose as much money as I would have if I'd have bought it at Kroger.
That's true. This is terrible, but I will only buy on sale items at Kroger. I have never just willy-nilly went shopping in Kroger without it being a markdown or a sale. Their prices are just too high. But that's all we have in my little area. We have an IGA, which we call that the old people store. And I don't mean it ugly, but that's what it is. They've been shopping there for 60 years, and that's where they're going to shop. And the only reason this store is even open is because of those customers. But if you don't have it anywhere else, you might could go there and pay double the price for it. But they're going to have it on the shelf. So,
see, I love Aldi. Aldi's probably my favorite. And you probably don't have an Aldi up there yet, do you?
We don't. I mean, we do. If I wanted to drive over an hour, I could go to one. I mean, there's one.
Because you done lost the benefit of the savings then.
Right, the sales by the time yeah.
Now, if I was over there, then I'd be shopping there while I was there, but
yeah,
coordinated into a trip that I was already making.
Right. I've went in an Aldi because my son lives in Nashville, so when I drive by one, I do try to pick up some stuff because it is saving some money. Mission Keto says, Mike, are you near an Ingles? Andy loved Ingles. I used to always tease him about it. He liked them because it was never busy.
Yeah, I do have an Ingles nearby. I do have one.
It's more expensive?
They are a little bit more expensive.
Some things they are, some things they aren't.
If you get their brand and shop their sale, you probably could get it.
But now, if you want the store brand stuff, you can't beat Kroger for that because they've got the store brand.
Oh yeah.
but you're getting store brand on virtually everything at Aldi. You know,
Right.
but because all those brands you see that you go, I never heard of, that's their store brands. But yeah, we have an Ingles that when I shop there, it's because I go with my neighbor. He lives up the street, and he can't drive, and I'll take him to the grocery store
Hmm.
uh, when he needs to go. And he likes Ingles just for that reason, because it's not crowded.
It's never crowded. That's why my
Yeah.
dad shops at Ingles too. That's what he says. It's never
Oh,
crowded.
thank you, Frugal Mama.
Hi, Vicky Marie.
Hey,
She says
Vicky.
she wishes they had an Aldi.
Now you're around Nashville, right?
Me,
Yeah.
I'm about 2 hours from Nashville. I'm at what I call the boot heel of Kentucky in
Okay.
Tennessee Connect.
Oh, okay.
I'm out at Paris Landing is what it's called on Tennessee, Kentucky Lake, Tennessee River. But I'm about half an hour from either state's biggest city. Like I'm in Paris now. It's about 30, 40 minutes away from the house. And then, or I can be in Murray, Kentucky in about the same time frame.
So you
So
close to Paducah?
it's still about 2 hours from Paducah
Okay.
for me. About the same as going, on into Nashville if I wanted to go to Nashville.
I got you. Wow. Well, we live in the suburbs of Atlanta, but I grew up in the rural regions of Middle Georgia.
Right.
Now this is an Atlanta girl here.
Uh-oh. City girl.
Well, I'm sorry.
Decatur.
Decatur. Still city girl. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Paige.
Atlanta, but now
I'm-
Atlanta has kind of grown, has
Yeah.
kind of taken over even the suburbs. So
Mhm.
now you could say it is, but
Hey,
it was.
I grew up
Atlanta.
I grew up in Dallas, Georgia.
Atlanta is, for those that don't know it, it's in 2 counties. Well, 3 actually. Part of it's in Clayton because the airport's in Clayton, but Atlanta has rule over it. But it's in Fulton County, which is the bulk of where Atlanta is, and it's in DeKalb County.
Mm-hmm.
DeKalb County is Decatur. As
Mm-hmm.
soon as you leave the city of Atlanta, you are in Decatur. So that's how close Decatur is to Atlanta. And just because no, it's still good. It ain't. They didn't move it.
Y'all sound like me and my mic. They didn't move it. I'd still rather be at the Decatur side of Atlanta versus downtown Atlanta if I'm going to choose where I'm going.
Oh, thank you, Hope. But they lived in Hope lived in Lithia Springs.
Yeah, they lived in Lithia Springs. I was supposed to meet them the same time I met you and got the big C and didn't get to meet nobody. And now she's in Florida, so I won't even have that opportunity.
Yeah, I actually worked in Lithia Springs off of Thornton Road for a while. That was where my office was at one time there, right off of Thornton. And that was years and years ago. That was back in 1989.
Lori's mom is in Georgia right now visiting her in-laws.
Oh.
Vicky's a Georgia girl at heart. She says her mama's family is from
Nahana.
I've never heard of that before. Hey, Wendy.
That's Brantley County. That's in Brantley County. Nahana is in Brantley County. South Georgia. Yep. Down there with Charlton County and Clinch County and all like that.
I worked a brief stint at Thornton Chevrolet.
Oh, wow. Hey, what's going on, Lindy? Oh, that's okay. But yeah, some people call it Nahana, but the folks down there call it Nahana.
Nahana. That's like Buchanan and Buchanan.
Yeah.
In Georgia, it's called Buchanan. If you lived in Buchanan, you lived in Buchanan. And I moved here where it's Buchanan. And they used to make real big fun of me because I'd say Buchanan when we first moved here. That's like crappie and crappie. In Georgia, if you caught a crappie, you called it a crappie. And here, if you catch a crappie, you're supposed to call it a crappie.
Well,
Make up your mind.
There's a difference between a crappie and a crappie, though.
Oh yeah.
What's
If
the
they
difference
ain't
between a
biting,
crappie
they
and a crappie?
crappie. When they are biting, they're crappie.
Oh yeah, there you go. Any bad day of fishing is a better day than working.
But I love the days where I ain't fishing, but I'm catching.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
There's a difference between fishing and catching.
Oh yeah.
But I gave up fishing a while back. I can't do it anymore.
You can't.
No, I can't stand there.
Fishing
I
trip,
can't stand there.
the last fishing trip we done, we caught all of the bulk of the fish the 2 hours that I didn't video, but the other 6 hours we caught zero, zilch.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
as soon as I would turn the camera off, I mean, we had a picture of all of them, so we had proof. But I was like, it can't happen when I got the camera on. That would be great.
I should tell you, when I fished, we had a freezer full of fish.
Yeah.
No,
Because
we have an inn at a little pond area that doesn't get fished a lot, so we more than likely usually go there now versus the big lake because you can catch and not just fish. So.
right. I'd go up to Helen and in that area in North Georgia, and I'd do trout fishing. Now it's hard to trout fish there now because back then tubing wasn't a thing. Now everybody's tubing up there, and you can't fish. So,
Right.
they that's one I would fish there, and that was in the Chattahoochee. I done been to the Chattahoochee is the big river here in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Comes to Atlanta. Starts up in the North Georgia mountains, and it runs all the way to the end of the other end of the southwest corner of the state, and becomes Lake Seminole. Then comes out as the Apalachicola River.
There's somebody saying they're just stopping by.
Right. Lindy says she's just stopping by to say hi. Just finished today's video and cooking. My grandkids are here. Their dad is in the hospital. So big prayers. Definitely big prayers, Lindy.
Big prayers. I'm sorry to hear that. Yes, I'll definitely be saying prayers, Lindy.
I've got to turn my oven on this evening too. Lindy and I and a couple of more ladies are doing a holiday recipe collab Thursday, the 15th, whenever the 15th.
Oh, I'll be sure to watch all them.
So I have to do my second part of mine. Mine is a chayote fruit recipe, and if y'all haven't,
Apple pie.
Apple pie with a flaky crust. That's what mine's gonna be. I did the apples or the faux apple this morning, and it really did turn out better than what I thought. So now to do the flaky crust.
But wow, I love.
Jason is live now too. With just Jason is live as well.
Oh wow. Okay.
Is that who you're speaking of?
Does it have to be a dessert?
No, it was just a holiday recipe, and I had already had that in my wheelhouse to do, so I just decided to go with it. So again, I didn't have to waste the. I cut up one, and it was already too brown to use, so one was wasted, but I got the other two.
The other thing that I've made using that I use it as potatoes in soup.
Yes. Well, now I like to use radishes as my potato replacement because they
done that, and it works real well. I've used cauliflower in place of them.
Yeah.
And I've used
in chili too. I've used green beans and cut the pods open where the seeds come out more often than not. So I've used that instead of a. Have you tried black soybeans?
I looked at a price online to get them, and I said, yeah, I'll still just make it without.
There's a bag of chili mix at Walmart, and it's going to be I didn't purchase it, but I did show it, and that's what was in there. The bean replacement was the black soybean, so I didn't know if you had tried
I have not tried it.
The whole mix was but when they say the keto, I didn't look at all the ingredients and stuff, but I thought it would be a good option to have and try.
Let's see, dude said something, Mike. told
So
me
Hollis,
once that he was
oh,
better than catching a buzz.
Mike told me once that he was better at catching a buzz than a fish. I mean,
Well,
you gotta be trying to catch both of them.
all right. I'm gonna tell y'all something.
Uh-oh.
You give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. You
Right.
teach a man to fish, and
Feed
he'll
him
sit
for a
in the boat and
lifetime.
drink beer all day long. And
Yeah, she said, yes, just Jason is live. Well, darn it, I didn't know anybody else was live, but this is my only day I can go live, so I'll have to go by and look at his after the fact. Bye, Will. Got to go. Have a good evening, everybody. Bye, Hope. I'll catch the rest on the replay. Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Hope, for coming in.
Thank you, Lori, for putting in my.
You got any other questions? I mean, you got questions for me about stuff? I mean,
does anybody else have any questions for Mike? So I was going to ask you what are you considering yourself at maintenance at the moment?
No, I would love to lose more weight, but I'm not focusing on that right now during the holidays.
Right.
Because it's really going, if you focus on it during the holidays and you have the temptation right on the holiday and all, you're going to be disappointed a whole lot.
Right.
So
I agree.
I lost 100 pounds in the first year and then went into a stall that lasted about 1.5 to 2 years. And I wasn't doing anything different. It's just my body stopped losing weight. And I would love to lose about 50 or so more pounds. Get into Wonderland.
Right.
Because I started out at 350 and well, as of this morning, it was 243. So that's 107 pounds, which most of the time until this holiday season started, it was at 240. So, but it'll get back there. I'm not worried about that. So,
right.
So I would love to lose more weight. I'm right at this moment. Yes, I'm more in maintenance than I am anything. But it'll be after the holidays. I'm gonna really crack it hard and
try to get back on the weight loss side of things.
Yeah, and I'm gonna see if I can break this stall good. Because I'm hoping that sometimes when you're in a stall, if you eat a little bit of stuff that you shouldn't eat for a little while, off and on for a little while, you can break that stall when you come back into doing hardcore what you were doing.
Yeah, shock your system a little bit.
Right. It's your system is like, oh, okay, we're back at this. Okay, we're good. Yeah, let's do it.
It gets used to doing the regular stuff and at a set point and stuff.
Right. Yeah. So I'd probably that's the way it's going to be for me when I do this. But I look at it like this. Even though I was in a stall, and I highly recommend having this frame of mind about it because it really does help. Even though I was in a stall, I wasn't gaining weight. So I saw that as a win.
Yes.
So don't think, oh, I hadn't lost weight. If you ain't gaining weight, you win.
And you can also think about it as if your body's repairing damage that you've done previously on yo-yo diet. Sometimes when you're in a stall, your body's in repair mode and it can't repair and let go of weight at the same time. So sometimes you just have to, that's when they say you just stay the course and believe in the process.
Stick with what you know. And I knew that this works. I knew it worked. And, and I was still experiencing the health benefits. And now if you're going to start this, before you start, take before pictures.
Yeah.
From all kind of angles, every angle possible. Take before pictures. Take before measurements. Anywhere you could put a tape measure around it, measure it.
Right.
And then when you're starting to feel discouraged and you're not feeling like you're where you ought to be, take a picture of yourself now and start comparing it to those before pictures.
at your heaviest, even if you don't like it, take
Right,
the picture. Yeah.
right. Yeah, you ain't got to show it to nobody else
Right. Yet.
yet. But I promise you, when you get to the point where you're feeling good, you're going to show it to everybody you can.
Right. Screaming from the highest rooftop.
Right. Exactly. Yes. Yes.
That
And
was me. And this is me
yeah,
now.
yes,
Yeah.
I hated a camera. I
Oh gosh, me
despised
too.
a camera. I saw a camera come out and I started hunting for a hole.
Well, what I did was I was the camera. I was the person taking the picture,
I did
so I
that
knew
one
I was
time.
never going to be in it.
If
I
I'm
started.
taking it, I can't be in it. So
That's right. I started taking all the family pictures. Yeah, let me do it. Let me do it. Or I'm the shortest person of the bunch, but yet I'm like in the middle row behind people
right, right. Well, all
trying
you can
to.
see is from here, this part.
Yeah, yeah. Just want to
Well,
show
you
you.
know that.
I was right there in the middle. You don't see me? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because it does. You're gonna so you know you're gonna there are gonna be days you're gonna want motivation, and that's when you pull those out and you
Right.
look at them. And some folks say don't weigh every day, weigh once a week or once a month. See, I can't do that. I got to keep myself honest, and if I weigh every day, I'll actually weigh twice a day. I weigh in the morning and at night because I can track what I'm if I'm eating too much of something a lot better. Uh-oh, the
I'm
light
in the
god,
dark.
the light god, there it is. But I can track things, better. Now, when I first started, I tracked carbs completely. Did it on that little app, that carb manager, and then it
Mhm.
got to be like a chore. And I got to thinking about it, and I said, well, why am I doing that? I, if I just eat the stuff that I'm supposed to eat, the vegetables and all, it'll take care of itself. And I don't really need to worry about it. Hey, the broccoli and the cauliflower and the salad and all, that ain't what made me fat.
Right.
And they'll say, well, what about those spices? What about the garlic and the onions and all? I said, that ain't what made me fat.
And those are minuscule in
Right,
comparison.
right. And so now what I do now is I know how many carbs are in certain things, and I track them right here. And I can
Mhm.
do the math in my head, and I know how many carbs I've had and whether or not I'm in good shape or not. So but that's me. If the app helps you to stay straight, go for it. If
Do it.
counting, making a diary on it, go for it. Whatever keeps you going and motivated and on track, do it.
Right. See, I can't weigh every day because that number bothers me for some reason. I mean, it's the I mean, I don't know why, but I just can't weigh every day. So I'm the opposite of you. I have to put that scale in jail and just pull it out every now and again when I just okay,
Yeah,
it's been at least 30 days. Let's make sure we're still
yeah.
in progress line. But
I'm not recommending everybody do that by any means.
right,
I'm
right,
saying it works for me,
right.
and you find what works for you. And if when you first start, get rid of those temptations. Get rid of them. Let it be only the stuff that is good for you on keto that's in the house. And if you think, oh, well, I'm going to have bacon all the time, no, you're not going to do that. You're not going to do
Right,
it.
right.
And if you ever try the egg fast, before you start, come up with a whole heck of a lot of egg recipes because eggs are going to get real boring real fast if all
Real
you're
quick,
doing is,
real simple.
yeah, if you're
If
just
you're gonna
going,
do the egg fast, you can come back to my playlist and Mike's playlist and look at all the egg recipes you want. Because I think we've both done
between
them.
the two of us, we've covered about everything there is.
I mean, listen, I come up with, and I was like, how can that be? Eggs become that. But listen, at day 4, for all you can use eggs, you're gonna find a way to make it.
Yes,
You're gonna find a way to make it. I made
yes,
that egg mac and cheese. on my egg fast. That was the best. I still eat that every now and again, to be honest with you. It's just eggs and cheese, but
Yeah.
yeah.
If you do, there's just so many days you can eat scrambled eggs and hard boiled eggs before you are fed up with them, and you don't want
Well,
to see
listen,
another egg.
back at the very beginning of my YouTube journey, I even done a bacon fast. I don't suggest anybody do one of those, by the way, but it, I love bacon, but that was about too. That was about too much. That was about too much.
Good night,
Just
Hyla.
good night, Hyla. Well, does anybody else got any more questions for Mike here before we wrap this thing up and say goodbye? And we were talking about net carbs and total carbs earlier. Are you a total carber? Is that how you started your journey, or how you are now? Or
I started out with total, and then I went net.
okay,
And net fit a whole lot better with us. I tried the total carbs for about a month, and with Paige and her diabetes, that was hard.
almost too restrictive.
Right, and so we went to net carbs, and it works a lot better for us. And I actually had more success with the net carbs than I did with the total.
Well, that's
Now,
great.
some of those that had great. Look at Alan.
Right.
Alan over at Alan's Awesome Keto World. Man, he does the total carbs, and he does it. It has worked fantastic for him.
Right.
But so
And that's what I'm saying. Everybody can find a way on this plan. They just got to look deeper.
I tell people, I said there are more ways to do keto than there are grains of salt
That's right.
in a salt shaker.
That's right.
So
look them up.
yeah,
Don't make it hard. It's not as hard as people are making it sometimes too.
Well,
they overcomplicate it.
I've made this statement many times. If it's hard for you, it's because you made it hard.
Exactly.
Because it's a simple diet as to what you have to do. You don't complicate it. Don't overthink it.
Good tasting foods to keep you full.
And anybody that's going to start it or something, and you know, go to my YouTube channel and leave a comment in the videos and ask a question, because I look at every single one of the comments. I may not look at them the day you do it, but I look at them and I will return a comment on everything. If you didn't get, now YouTube occasionally will withhold comments for some reason.
Right.
They show up 2 or 3 months later. And
I've had them show up years later, Mike. I got like 972 comments in January of this last year, and they were from like the January before, like 200 something comment. If I had been monetized, I'd have been really upset, because they didn't get credit for all those comments way back when.
Yeah.
So.
But I answer everything. If you didn't get an answer from me, it's because I didn't see it. YouTube kept me from seeing it.
Right.
Because sometimes the only way I can see a comment that it doesn't show up in YouTube Studio, it'll show up. But if you go to the video, there it is.
Even if you find Mike on another person's live stream and ask him a question, he's going to answer you, because you've done that to me several times. You came back the next day and you answered my question.
Yeah. Tom Garvey and I do a live stream every Wednesday night. We alternate whose channel it's going to be on. This week it's my channel, and it's from it starts at 6:00 Eastern time. And so yeah, come on there. If you just come on long enough to ask the question, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll get to listen to y'all tomorrow night. I'll be at my office while y'all are doing your live, so I'll get to tune in tomorrow.
All right, I look forward to seeing you there.
Yeah. Tom says eat whole food. That's a great point, Tom. Yes. Eat whole food.
Tom has a philosophy: if you have to unbox it, it ain't keto.
And if it says keto on it, it's not keto. Oh, yeah. If it says keto item, it's not. Just don't. No. It's not.
Never ever believe.
Because if you look at real true keto products, that doesn't splash that everywhere. It's just like, here's my product.
Yeah, you don't see them labeling broccoli keto friendly.
Oh yeah. Gluten free.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That makes me laugh every time I go by the egg aisle and they have, I forget the name brand of these eggs, Mike, but they say, um, I forget how they word it now. Something about what does it mean if they're not in little cages?
cage free.
Cage free, grain fed.
Free range.
Free range, grain fed. I'm sorry, but chickens are not just grain eaters. It's like, it's not a complete diet for a chicken if all they're getting is the grain. So I laugh at that every time I see it.
That's right. A chicken will pretty much eat anything you put in front of it.
Anything they can get. I've seen them tear up a frog. Listen, my chickens eat all kinds of weird things. But
now, I'll tell you something they love. They absolutely love pumpkin.
They do. They're like, yes.
Yes, take a pumpkin and just sit it in the hen yard and just get a little place on it started for them, and they'll go over there and they'll peck at that thing and they'll eat it, and you'll come back in a couple of hours and it'll be down to, you're like, holy crap. Y'all done ate a bunch of this pumpkin.
Oh yeah, they don't, yeah. But anyway, so be careful when you go for those foods that they're labeled those kinds of things, because if you don't know any better, you don't know any better. But cage free and grain fed is not real good things.
Read your label, because if it says keto friendly, most likely it's not, or it'll say keto this, is most likely it's not.
Right.
You read it, know what the ingredients are, and if you see maltitol in it or maltodextrin,
leave it alone.
Put it on the shelf and leave it alone, because that stuff's worse than sugar.
Unless you've just started and you need to clean out.
Yeah.
Then go for the maltitol. Yeah. If you need to clean out, go for the maltitol.
What is it? Somebody told me, oh yeah, you're gonna get the bubble guts.
Oh, definitely the bubble gut for maltitol. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that the sorbitol and the xylitol will do it too. And if you see xylitol on there and you have dogs or other pets, I don't bring anything that's got xylitol in this house, because it will kill your dog.
The xylitol will? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yep, Lori, it sure does.
Yes, indeed.
Don't eat a whole bag of sugar-free candies. I'm just saying, don't do it. Don't do it.
You've seen the Mayfield ice cream, right?
Yeah.
All right. Scotty Mayfield, who was one of the owners of the company, years ago, he had a commercial where he was telling this guy, and they had this low-fat ice cream, and they said, and this guy says, well, Scotty, is it really low-fat? And he goes, well, not if you eat the whole container. And I'm like, there you go. I
mean, the truth hurts, but that's the way it is.
Yeah, because sometimes we'll say, oh, it's sugar-free. I can have all of this,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And sugar-free does not mean keto.
No. Because of all the laundry list of things they got to put in it to make it sugar-free, you probably don't want any of that junk.
Right. If you look at it and you can't pronounce what's on there, put it back on the shelf.
Right. If you can't grow it and make it yourself out of the ingredient list, then you don't want it.
Yep. Now, if you reward yourself every now and then with it, as long as it's just a reward that you did, you could be forgiven for that, and because it won't have that big of an effect on you.
Right. Just make it that every now and again thing.
Right. Yeah. And by every now and again, I don't mean every other day.
Well, that's why Michelle doesn't buy products in bulk, because I'm not a good. I mean, I like it, and I bought the whole box. I'm going to eat them till they're gone. That's just the way I am. That's just so I don't. If I want something like that, like earlier, I got a Quest peanut butter cups. If I buy the whole box, Mike, I'm going to eat the whole box until they're gone, and then I'm going to be in a bad shape. But I just bought one. The lady was like, "It's cheaper if you buy the whole box. Not if you eat them all in one night. It's not." I just don't have any self-control.
I had the portion control problems too. Yeah,
Everything else will do good, but something sweet like that, it's going down quick. And
it was
I'll
kind of
just
like back when I would fish and hunt.
yeah.
The state's idea of enough and
And
my idea of enough, they didn't match.
there wouldn't have been a couple of fishing trips where you went home and then went back, right? That didn't happen.
There was fishing trips where I went to the truck and then went back.
Well, nowadays, Mike, they'll check the truck, and then you're in trouble. So we don't live very
Not if
far
my
from where
truck
we're
ain't parked
fishing.
near where I am. If my truck ain't parked near where I am, they ain't.
I mean, when Nashville flooded, and then I'm gonna let you get off and I'll tell you the story. But Nashville flooded, we could get in our John boat and get in the big lake from our backyard. So it was limb line city. I had so much fun that day, but when the guys come home, we had a 64 quart cooler, and then we had a fish container that buried in the water, like a old wash tub that he'd set up where we could, camp with something like that. I filled the whole wash tub up, and then I went and got the 64 quart cooler and had to fold fish in half, catfish, to put them in there. And I was in a line of bushes where if the game warden had come up, he wouldn't have seen me because I'm back in the bushes part, like the creek overflowed. And so when my husband opened that cooler, he says, Lord, Michelle, you would have got 64 tickets. You're only allowed 3 fish over 3 foot long. And I'm talking the whole thing was packed full. I mean, I was just like tamping them down in there, trying to get another fish in the cooler. I didn't know that. He was like, that wouldn't have got you out of a ticket. I said, well, I would have tried it. Didn't know that.
Well, now, have you ever noodled?
No. I went and watched them noodle, but that is just hypocrisy when you're going to stick your hand in there, knowing you're going to get bit by this fish and could get some kind of poison on your hand because of the bacteria in the fish's mouth.
I've done it.
But I have went and watched them noodle, Mike, and it's the most hilarious thing I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, I've done it. It's an adventure. When your first time you stick your hand down in there and you're like, please don't be a turtle. Please don't be a turtle.
Right. Not only that, because they make the boxes now where it's not just a natural environment. They make these boxes you can stick your hand down. You can hear this fish getting ready to come up to bite you before it even moves out of the thing. And I'm like, y'all are crazy. I just can't. I can't do it. No. But yeah, we've noodled. I frog gigged. We've talked about this before. We're Southerners, Mike.
Yeah, frog gigging's fun.
Frog gigging is fun. I also like their crawfish hunting too, but
oh yeah, crawdad hunting.
My family's not as they don't like to do that kind of stuff like I do. I mean, I'll like hop down the creek for 4 or 5 miles in the creek chasing crawfish, and they hate it. But
well, I've done that. I've done my brother and I, when I was little, we go camp out on the side of the creek and fish all night. Run a trot line all the way across the creek and
walk it back and forth, frog gigging.
Yeah, and catch fish on the frog on the trot line, and then do frog gigging and have a good old time.
Oh yeah,
we were teenagers. We were neither one of us was even old enough to drive yet.
Oh yeah, we done that too. Yeah, we done that too.
It was fun.
It was fun. I do miss those days. I can't talk anybody into going with me, and I don't like going by myself to do those kinds of things anymore. I don't get as adventurous as I did back then. I'd get my own bucket, my own shoes, my own fishing pole, and just take off. Be like, I'm going to such and such creek, and that's where you'd find me if you want to come find me.
Now I went to college in South Georgia, and we'd go out frog gigging, and we'd have somebody that was from up north say they wanted to go and see what frog gigging was all about. And we said, okay. So we'd find us somewhere to do it, and they'd say, so are there a lot of frogs? And we'd say, yeah, there'd probably be quite a few out here tonight as long as the gators don't get them. And they'll say, gators?
Or they'll be like, yeah, I want to go frog gigging. Okay, well, meet us at 8 o'clock night after dinner. And they're like, at dark? Yeah, when do you go frog gigging? That's like when you go.
You ain't going to catch no frogs in the daylight.
That's when you know you got a fresh one. That's the fun part. You take somebody like that with you. Don't give them a flashlight and turn all the lights out. They're like, "What's going on?" Oh, so funny.
Yeah, fishing by fire, catching catfish at night.
Oh
Ain't
yeah.
nothing like it.
We limb line one camping trip with milk jugs, milk cartons, and then with those breakable lights in them, and sit on the bank at dark with a bonfire and watch those things jump around in the dark time. That was fun.
Yeah.
So,
Because I mean, you can catch crappie that way because they're attracted to the light.
oh yeah.
I mean, it's like having a floating light that you bought, but you just put it, you got it.
You just have it floating around the thing.
All you had to do is drink the milk that was in the jug.
That's right. Or the orange juice or whatever. I think our friend was the one who was bringing the clear jugs because we don't go through that much juice, but like his thing was orange juice. Tom says, "Hey y'all, I'm out of here. Michelle, be good. How about if I don't get caught? Because that's more fun. Mike, C, great live, Michelle. I'm watching with one eye. I'm watching with one eye. I'm gonna get that up, Tom. I promise. I made him send me a soundbite of one of my videos. The night before he had said that bulletproof coffees aren't really the best thing for you to be having. So the next day I was like triggered to have a bulletproof coffee. I'm like, Tom, don't look. So he typed in, I'm only looking with one eye. So I thought that was hilarious. I'm like, oh, Tom, send me a soundbite of that. I'm going to make a video.
My question is, Tom, is it your good eye? Is it
your good eye? Do you have to be like me and put the specs on before you can see?
Yeah. So that's the old saying. I had an aunt that would say, I'm going to keep my eye on you, and it's going to be my good eye.
It's going to be my good eye. I carry these little readers with me everywhere. Of course, I can't see without them most of the times. And one time I was in Kroger, and I was squinting to see the thing, and she said, maybe one of those pair of glasses on your head would help. Two, not one, but two set of glasses on my head, and I'm squinting.
I had an aunt. I said, "Why don't you buy bifocals?" She had one for long vision, and one for short, and that was just.
And she wears both of them
down here, and she'd put them up there and pull them up here like this, and she had them on a chain, And I said, "Why don't you buy bifocals?" I ain't gonna do it. I can buy these right here at the drugstore. And this right here, it don't cost near as much because they ain't got them two sets of lenses in there.
So she was frugal as well.
Yeah. And I said, "Don't you get tired of going back and forth?" She said, "Yes." And then I remind myself how much money I saved.
That's right. Those bifocals are all glasses anymore are expensive. We have to go for real, but I need to get my eyes checked. Me and my husband both need to get our eyes checked because these readers, when you have to keep moving the readers up to a different strength because they're no longer good enough, it's time to just go get real glasses and do it out.
Yeah. There you
go. I
I
think we've pretty much lost everybody but me, you, Tom just left, and Lori. So I guess we're gonna get off of here. Nobody put in any more questions for you, Mike. It seems like everybody knows you just as well as I do. So we didn't have any questions.
But it's been a heck of a lot of fun.
Well, good. We'll have to do it again. Maybe at the beginning of the year we can do the B&E when we get good and dedicated to start over again in the new year. Because I've been interested in doing that as well, but I just
I got to do some research and figure out exactly what you got to do it and what it is that you can and you can't eat.
Well, Ken Berry's got a real good video on it. I'm sure I don't know if he's the one I don't know who started it, but he has some really good info on it. Ken Berry does.
Yeah, I don't know who started it either, and I'm wondering if it's like a modification of the beef and butter fast. Doing that if they just broadened it out to be.
I'm sure it is because you can have other stuff too. That all the room. What is it? You say you can have bison and other animals as well, not just beef, as long as they're
bovine.
Whatever that word is. I'm looking for it, but it's not coming to me right now. But he gives you a whole big long list, but he breaks it down. So it's been a long time since I've watched the video, but I know he has a really good informational video on it. So, but yeah, we'll have to get together and do something else.
All right, I agree.
Well, we're out of here. We're gonna see.
I'd like you to come up on our live sometime too.
Okay, well, I can do it. I can sure do it. We'll just have to schedule it where I can come into town and hang out somewhere and still Wi-Fi.
There you go.
Usually, I told her last week, I usually do get something from here because I'm doing my life here. But when you close at 4:00, what do you want me to do? I mean, I show up and you're closed. So
Yeah.
I brought my own coffee today. Thank you very much.
You're still drinking coffee at this time of the evening?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, who am I talking? Look at me. I'm drinking a bang.
I was to say you're drinking a bang. I still have 2 hours worth of the video to do to be ready for Thursday's upload. So, yeah, I'll be baking an apple pie, a faux pie tonight. So I got to do something.
I'm looking forward to seeing that. I want to see how you make that crust flaky.
Well, Keto Focus shows me how. Hers look really good. So
I didn't know she had that. I didn't know she had put one of those out.
The Keto Focus, the big channel, not Ketosis Focus, but
no. You're talking about the lady who's the pharmacist.
Yeah, like the 890 something subscribers, 890,000 subscribers.
Yeah, she's got
she put that video up over a year ago, but it looks, I mean, I'm hoping for good results because
I like her channel. She's got some good stuff.
Oh yeah. She shows you how to make ice cream too. I might get into that and I might not, but we'll see. We'll see Thursday.
I don't have an ice cream maker, but I would if I did.
I'm gonna do it so good. Apple pie and ice cream. Anyway, I gotta get out of here. Hey Marcy. Bye Marcy. We're out of here.
I'm sorry. Well, you came in just in time to say
bye. Sorry, Marcy. Thanks for staying, Lori. Okay, I'm out of here. See you later, Mike.
All righty. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks for being on. Keto on and keto strong, you guys. Bye.
Bye.